Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another video tutorial. In this video, we're going to talk about while loops. This is video 8 in our PHP series. And in the last video, we talked about for and for each loops. And I really wanted to put while loops in that video, but the video got a little bit long. I got a little sidetracked on just explaining some other stuff. So this video is going to be much shorter, and we're just going to briefly talk about while loops. So let's get started. So here on our ideapro.io site that we do demo and testing, and we have our code open here from the last video where we were talking about for and for each loops. All right, we are going to talk about while loops. So we're going to take all this out here. Now, a while loop is the difference between the for and the while loop. So if you watch the last video talks about for loops, where we talked about the years of the age of people and then selecting the year that they were born. We know the values that we're going to start at, and we know the values that we're going to end at. On a while loop, you don't know the values, and you just want it to loop until the value reaches the max, right? So in a while loop, it's like this, and then this first variable is whatever we want it to be, right? So let's say we're going to do years again, right? Up here before the while loop, we're going to say years is equal to, and let's say 1914. Okay, so that's our starting number. And then years less than or equal to 2020. So now the reason why we've done it that way is because if we don't know the increment number, right? In a for loop, we did year, and we said 1914, and then we said years is less than or equal to the 2020, and then year plus plus. So that plus plus added a year to each value as it's going. But in here, we don't know what that incrementing value is going to be. So this is the reason why we could use a while loop, right? So if we said, for example, the Olympics, right? The Olympics is every 4 years. If we said $years is equal to years, plus 4. Now it's going to do increment every 4 years. Now, if we wanted it to show 1914, then add 4, and then show 1918, then add 4, then 1922, we would echo $years here, and we would do a break, and we're going to change this to 1960 or something, just so we don't have so many that show up. Okay, then we come over here and we refresh our page. Now we have 1914, 1918, 1922, 1926, and so on until it gets down to 1958, which is where it's going to say, oh, the next year is going to be 1962. We're over 1960, so it's going to stop. Okay, so that's the way we can loop through and change the value here. So now we could go in here and we could say every 16 years. And we come over here and we refresh, and now it's only going to show 1914, 1930, and 1946 every 16 years. So depending on the code inside your while loop may change the numbers that this increments to. And that may differ between calendar months or year or whatever your values are. So you may not know what this incrementing value is, and that's the reason why you would say while years is less than, and then your top out year, and you can even say what that year is here. Year max is equal to 1960. Right? And $year max. And then we come over here and refresh, and it's still going to show us the same thing. We can say, let's go back to 4, and it's going to show us the same thing. Now you can do increment 1, and there you have every year from 1914 to 1960. So that's all I have for this video. I wanted to add the while loop in with the for and for each loops, but the for and for each loop video got a little bit longer than what I meant for it to. Thank you for watching. Hit the like button if you like this video, subscribe, leave me a comment, and I will see you in the next video.